The Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, "Nothing in the world is more flexible and yielding than water. Yet when it attacks the firm and the strong, none can withstand it, because they have no way to change it. So the flexible overcome the adamant, the yielding overcome the forceful. Everyone knows this, but no one can do it. We belong to a world of water. Historically, mythologically, and emotionally laden, water is poised to transform in many ways our geography, ecology, sustenance, and politics." Water's relation to architecture has a long history. The city of Venice marks the quintessential marriage of architecture and water. But this relationship turns out to be a precarious one, sustained only through an immense technological and political tour de force. In an attempt to maintain the condition of the Venetian lagoon, a condition of being neither land nor sea, military and defensive operations began in the Renaissance to alter the lagoon's natural evolution, diverting two rivers from emptying fresh water and silt into it, and turning its waters increasingly saline. It was only through constant hydraulic intervention that the lagoon did not either entirely silt over, becoming coastal marshland and joining the Venetian plain, or have its sandbanks and coastline claimed by the Adriatic Sea. The nature of this battle with the sea changed irrevocably in the mid-21st century, when the global temperature rise melted the polar ice caps and raised sea level by over 7 meters. Like many coastal regions, Venice risked becoming Atlantis. Architects were forced to recognize that the majority of their efforts had been focused on the wrong questions, and learned quickly to ask instead how we might build, live, operate, and create societies within the reality of volatile and unpredictable weather, in a world of flooded cities, new deserts, cities the scale of small countries, and collapsing ecosystems. Regional climates, once considered constants for architecture, now became much less sure. Places and cities that had been permanences in human culture and society transformed unpredictably and took on unrecognizable forms. Designing buildings for zero carbon and low energy use was no longer enough, as the new ecologies became a much more complex matter of concern, however, at the same time opened new possibilities for radical rethinking. Venice became a city protected from rising sea levels by great ringed barrier walls with locks for access and trade. The lagoon became an arm of the sea, with new ecologies and economies supplanting those that had died. A shifting matrix, a net of floating energy barges, produce hydrogen algae to be farmed for energy production, as well as a food and mineral source, while processing sewage from the cities and using it to grow new soil. Other barges support hydroponic agriculture, fish hatcheries, and solar collection cells. Individual floating vessels, controlled by a GPS information network, can make access to this new territory possible. These vessels take the form of transparent bubbles, constructed of a chambered high-performance skin, which allows unrestricted views of both the new life above and the dead cities below the waterline.